I spent $50 at the grocery store, and I'm showing you how to turn that into 20 servings of nutritious, easy meals. It's 5 different recipes that each make 4 servings. I'm sharing 1 recipe per day. This is day 2, and we're making a roasted mushroom and chickpea taco with a jalapeno sauce. It's gonna be super delicious, plant-based meal. And let's just get right into it and go over all of the ingredients that we're gonna be using. Before I do that, if you're looking for the grocery list, if you're looking for yesterday's recipe, just go to the description. I'll link to everything, and make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. I'm posting a new video every day this week. And then join my newsletter. I'm gonna send out a recap of everything on Sunday, including the grocery list, the pantry staples, and all the recipes. Okay, so ingredients for today's recipe: baby Bella mushrooms, some of our cilantro, a 15-ounce can of chickpeas, some of our coconut milk, garlic, lime, our jalapeno pepper, corn tortillas, cabbage, which I have chopped up here. And then for our pantry staples, olive oil, maple syrup, some rice vinegar, and for spices, we're gonna use salt, cumin, chili powder, and garlic powder. So pretty simple, plant-based meal. And if you don't like mushrooms, because I know there are a lot of people that don't like mushrooms, you can swap it out for another can of chickpeas. You could also swap it out for about a ½ pound of ground beef. Or if you don't want to use the chickpeas or the mushrooms, you could use a pound of ground beef, saute it in these same spices, and then make some ground beef tacos. There's minimal prep for this one. It would be slicing up the cabbage, which I did do before I started filming this, chopping up our cilantro, and then we're gonna slice the mushrooms into thin slices. So I'm gonna do that prep now. Wash our mushrooms. Okay, so our simple prep work is done. I'm just opening the can of chickpeas now, and we're gonna drain and rinse these off. So we've got our sliced mushrooms. I'm adding in the chickpeas that I just rinsed. And now we're gonna season all of this. We're gonna do a little bit of olive oil, and then the salt, cumin, chili powder, and garlic powder. So about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now salt, garlic, cumin, and chili powder. This mix is gonna give that kind of like taco flavor. And now you just want to mix it up to coat everything in the spices. Just like that. So I have the oven preheating to 375. I'm gonna transfer this mix onto this big sheet pan. And once it's done preheating, we're just gonna bake this. And you just want to spread everything out so nothing's overlapping too much. And the last thing is to just add half of a jalapeno to the sheet pan. I'm just gonna put it on the side and add a little bit of oil just to let that roast. And that's gonna be for our sauce. So now this is gonna go in the oven. So this just baked for 15 minutes, and now we're just gonna quickly whip up the sauce. We're gonna steam the tortillas, and then we're ready to eat. I'm grabbing this jalapeno that I roasted with everything. That's gonna go in the sauce. So I'm putting this right in the food processor. And you can also do this in a blender or like a NutriBullet type thing, anything that's gonna blend just a little bit of liquid. We've got 1 garlic clove. I'm gonna do the zest and the juice of 1 lime. And if you're not as big of a fan of a big lime flavor, then just leave out the zest. Or you can do half zest. This feels like the perfect meal for just like enjoying on a nice summer day outside. And you only have to bake for 15 minutes, so it's like minimal oven time, so your kitchen won't get too warm. Now I'm doing the juice from the lime. Doing about a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna start with a teaspoon of maple syrup. Okay, now that the sauce is done, it's light and thin, kind of like a dressing. And that's because we're gonna make kind of like a slaw out of it. We're gonna take some of the cabbage, we're gonna toss it with the sauce, and then that's gonna go underneath our nice little mushroom and chickpea mixture on the taco. So we've got 3 cups of shredded cabbage in here. We're gonna pour the sauce on top of it and just add it slowly, because it really depends on preference how saucy you want it to be. So I just did about half. I'm gonna mix it up. I think I'm gonna stick with that half, because one thing about me, I'm not that big of a sauce girl, so I like it to just be lightly sauced. And it looks like this. The lime zest smells so good. Now for the tortillas, you can warm them whatever way you like. If you have a gas stove, I have electric, you can, use the flame and make them nice and pretty on each side. I used to like doing that when I had a gas stove. I'm microwaving them in a damp paper towel, and that's just how I steam it when I'm tight on time and I just need a simple way to do it. My preferred way to heat tortillas usually is on a big skillet with just like a little bit of oil and then cook it slightly on each side. But you do you, whatever way you like to warm them. Okay, that is it. This is probably one of the easiest dinners I've made in a while. 15 minutes in the oven, a simple sauce, some chopped veggies, and it looks really, really good. If you're not someone that tends to do a lot of plant-based recipes, this would be a really good one to try out. It gives those same kind of flavors, and I just love experimenting a little bit with plant-based. I'm not somebody that's fully plant-based, but making meals like this and just like incorporating more plant-based meals into my diet is always fun. And like I mentioned, if you wanted to do this with ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, using those spices, you definitely could, or you could do it with all chickpeas if you don't want the mushrooms. But I think the chickpea and mushroom mixture, it just gives really good textures and tastes, and obviously the chickpeas bring you a lot of protein. So let's do a taste test. So good, the flavors are amazing. The combination between the spices on the mushrooms and chickpeas and that really simple jalapeno sauce complement each other so well, in the cilantro. It's just like every flavor that I would want is coming through, and it's so good. So this was recipe 2 of the series. So far, I've been absolutely loving the recipes. I'm super excited to continue making them, and I have some really fun ones planned, as you guys got a little preview of in the intro video. And if you're looking for that intro video, I'm gonna link it in the description. It's the video that I posted on Sunday of this week if you're watching in real time. And I will also link the video that I posted yesterday. That was recipe number 1. I'll be posting a new recipe every day this week, so make sure you're subscribed. And at the end of the week, for my newsletter subscribers, I'm gonna be sending a recap of the list and everything that I made. That's totally free on my newsletter, so make sure you subscribe. I'll include that link in the caption as well. Follow me on Instagram, where I'm posting these in short form videos if you like to watch a more quick version with the recipe. It's at Jenn Eats Good with 2 N's and 3 O's, and same on TikTok. And these recipes will always be available on my website, jenneatsgood.com. So lots of places to find all this info, but thank you so much for watching on YouTube, and I will be back tomorrow with the 3rd recipe of our series.